and welcome to our series on subject-verb agreement, where I will be teaching you the tips, tricks, and rules so that you are fully prepared for test day. In today's video, we will be quickly reviewing what subject-verb agreement is, and then delving into the various verb tenses that you might run into on test day. If you feel like you already have a firm grasp on that, then feel free to skip ahead to one of the other videos in our series. Okay, let's get started. The subject is the person or thing performing or receiving the action. And the action, that's your verb. If you have a singular subject, you need a singular verb. If you have a plural subject, you need a plural verb. In our first sentence, the astute detective uncovers the hidden clues with remarkable precision. We have a singular subject, the detective, performing the action, uncovers. Uncovers, the verb, is also singular. In our second sentence, we have the remarkable clues are uncovered by the astute detective. In this case, we have a plural subject, those remarkable clues, which are receiving the action. They are uncovered. Are uncovered is also plural. Both of these verbs are in the present simple tense. Present simple tense expresses something that is happening right now, in this very moment, in the present. To form the singular, you add an s or es to the base form of the verb. We add an es, your base form ends in s, ss, sh, ch, x, or o. Forming the plural version of the present simple tense is incredibly easy. You just use the base form of the verb. That's it. In the sentence, Sasha walks to school, we have a singular subject, Sasha. We add an s to our base form of the word walk. And we get walks. But the plural is the sisters walk to school. No s. All pronouns use walk, just that base form with no s, except for singular third-person pronouns like he, she, or it. Those add the s to the end of the base form. It's important that you memorize this chart so that you're completely ready if you run into any of these pronouns on test day. The verb to be is a little bit unique when it comes to simple present tense. I've included a chart below. Here are some example sentences. While I am passionate about literature, she is more inclined towards science and mathematics. The director's vision for the film is a blend of surrealism and realism, resulting in a captivating cinematic experience. The present perfect tense is used to indicate an action or state that either occurred at an indefinite time in the past, I have lived in France, or began in the past and continues into the present. I have lived in France for 15 years. We conjugate this as I have, you have, he, she, it has, and you, we, they have. Let's look at some examples. They have just finished restoring their historic home, a project that has taken several years of meticulous restoration work. Over the past decade, the company has achieved remarkable growth, expanding into international markets and diversifying its product offerings. Once again, the verb to be has its own set of unique rules. All you need to remember is that you need to add been after the has or have in your sentence. So it would be I have been, you have been, he, she, it has been, or you, we, they have been. Let's quickly review past tense. Past simple tense, an action that was completed at a specific time in the past. Take your root or base form of the verb, add a D or an ED. There are some exceptions to this rule, including go becoming went, see becoming saw, but you just kind of have to memorize those exceptions for test day. Past perfect tense is an action that was completed before another past action. To form the past perfect tense, we take the auxiliary verb had, no matter whether you have a singular or plural subject, and then we add the past participle of the main verb. So for instance, they felt at home in the city because they had visited several times before, or I felt at home in the city because I had visited several times before. Future tense. For future simple, we have an action that hasn't happened yet, but is expected to happen in the future. For this, we just take the word will, regardless of whether you have a plural or singular subject, and then we add the base form of the verb. I will finish my book by the end of the week. Future perfect describes an action that will be completed at some point in the future. To form the perfect future tense, we take will have, regardless of whether you have a singular or plural subject, and then we add the past participle of the main verb. By tomorrow evening, she will have finished all of her assignments. Now that we're done reviewing all of that, let's do some practice sentences, which were all generated by ACEIT's AI. By the time the explorers reached the summit, their supplies blank nearly depleted. First question, what's your subject? Their supplies. Second question, is it singular or plural? Plural. So if we look at our answer choices, we can immediately get rid of any verb that is in the singular. So that means B and C are out. That leaves us with A, are, or D, had been. To figure out which answer choice is correct, we now need to look for context clues to figure out what tense the verb needs to be in. The context clue we're going to hone in on is the phrase by the time, which indicates that the supplies were depleted before the explorers reached the summit, which means that we want the past tense. When we look at our answer choices, there's only one choice that is in the past tense, and that's D, which is in the perfect past tense, had been. So our answer is, by the time the explorers reached the summit, their supplies had been nearly depleted. The rose bush and the palm tree in the greenhouse blank well under the gardener's care. We have two subjects here, the rose bush and the palm tree. Both of these are singular, and you might be thinking, oh, I need a singular verb, but you would be wrong. When two singular subjects are connected by the word and, we treat that as a plural subject, and therefore we need a plural verb. Let's take a look at our answer choices. A, grow, plural. So A could be our answer choice. B, grows. Well, we know that S indicates that it's a singular verb. So let's get rid of B. C, growing. Growing actually doesn't fit into this sentence grammatically, so we can just get rid of it right away. Or D, is growing. Again, we know that is growing is a singular verb. That leaves us with only one unambiguous answer, and that's A, grow. The faculty blank to extend office hours next semester. What's our subject? The faculty. Now you might be thinking that the faculty is a plural subject because the faculty itself is made up of a number of professors or teachers. But faculty is actually a collective noun, and therefore we treat it as a singular subject. If you want to learn more about collective nouns, we have another video in the series that you can check out. If you chose answer B, has agreed, you are correct. Has agreed is the singular present perfect tense of to agree. Well, that's it for today. But for more practice problems like the ones that we worked on in this video and access to a 24/7 practice tool, check out ACEIT in the description below. ACEIT was created by Juni Learning, an award-winning tech company that has helped thousands of students take their learning to the next level. And you, my friend, can get a 1-week free trial just by clicking the link in the description below. And don't forget to check out the rest of the videos in our series on subject-verb agreement for the SAT. Till next time.